Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros el día de hoy en nuestro evento de Canada Education, Colleges y Universidades. Al nombre de Class Education les quiero desear la más cordial bienvenida, que es nuestra sexta edición. Tenemos 30 universidades y colleges canadienses que nos acompañan y por supuesto al gran equipo de Class Education que están aquí para apoyarles, aconsejarlos y seguirlos en ese proceso de ir a estudiar en Canadá con nosotros. ¿Listos? ¡Vamos! Muy bien, bienvenidos.
Quiero ir a estudiar un posgrado a Canadá el año que viene, entonces vengo a ver la oferta de las universidades, ver pues qué posgrado es el que tomaría y pues la inversión que tengo que hacer.
Venimos a este congreso para ver los diferentes colleges o las oportunidades para estudiar y trabajar en Canadá, ya que es un objetivo que tenemos de vida y venimos a ver las oportunidades.
Yo estoy aquí porque sí me interesaría ir a estudiar a Canadá.
Canadá es un lugar hermoso donde la gente es súper amigable.
Su nivel de vida es de los más altos en el mundo.
Y que pues ofrece muchas oportunidades con una calidad educativa excelente.
Además de que es una experiencia internacional, estás viviendo con personas de todos lados del mundo.
Conocer distintas culturas, distintas formas de pensar.
Siempre tener un poco más te va a ser diferente. Me llamó la atención de aquí del Congreso el hecho de que da muchas oportunidades.
Muy padre la asesoría también legal para pues, la parte de inmigración, ¿no? De Canadá está muy bien y pues muchas conferencias que te ayudan bastante.
Entre tantas escuelas hay mucha información, hay de dónde decidirse, qué estudiar. Mi diploma lo obtuve porque me inscribí a Humber para aplicar.
De hecho, actualmente estoy estudiando medicina y me gustaría hacer algún posgrado.
Ahí en Canadá estoy pensando estudiar ingeniería mecánica. Me pienso quedar al menos 2 años para ampliar mis conocimientos, mis habilidades.
Soy licenciada en Comercio Internacional y pues me gustaría hacer algún tipo de posgrado o alguna certificación en Canadá.
Class Education es una excelente empresa que realmente cumplen lo que te están vendiendo. Yo sí lo recomendaría definitivamente.
Que es una empresa con mucha experiencia.
Tienen mucho interés por pues, abrir las puertas, ¿no? A la gente de afuera de Canadá para entrar a Canadá.
Pues que aprovechen las oportunidades que este tipo de ferias ofrecen.
Que se avienten a conocerte este tipo de exposiciones que hay para enriquecerte como persona, como estudiante y pues lo recomiendo muchísimo.
Hey everybody, I'm Josh Roberts, proud Loyalist College alumni and Loyalist Lancer. Today you're going to be joining me on a tour around Destination Loyalist, where we'll be viewing our campus and all of our learning spaces that host over 70 full-time programs. Let's go.
Loyalist's campus is located on more than 200 acres in the scenic Bay of Quinte region, one of Ontario's hottest tourist destinations. Here, you'll enjoy a vibrant and friendly community that boasts small-town warmth while offering big city amenities. The college is also perfectly positioned between the cities of Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal. Updated in 2018, the renovated 3rd floor of the Northumberland wing in the Kenty building is where Loyalist students in the Health and Human Services, Social Development, and Public Safety programs collaborate on integrated programming, projects, and applied research. This innovative experiential learning space houses interprofessional simulation centers, high-tech classroom environments, and state-of-the-art student spaces. Loyalist's state-of-the-art digital media center opened its doors in September of 2013. This 10,000 square foot all-platform newsroom features video editing suites, television studios, interview booths, audio production booths, and meeting rooms. This is where students produce QNet News, an award-winning community online news service. Students write, report, share photographs, host programs, and produce web, social media, and video and audio content. Adapting with the changing media landscape, students are on the cutting edge of how the news is gathered and distributed, producing high-quality news coverage for public consumption. The Bay of Quinte Skills Centre is a technology and trades training centre of choice for southeastern Ontario. As a society, we need skilled workers, particularly in emerging labour markets such as architecture and building sciences, automotive, electrical, welding, and manufacturing. In the Bay of Quinte Skills Centre, students train on the latest equipment to prepare for in-demand jobs in these fields. Our residences are peacefully tucked into a wooded country setting, just minutes from downtown Belleville. We have 5 suite-style residence buildings with space for 668 students. We also have 104 spots for students in 4 new, fully furnished townhouse buildings. With transit that stops right on campus, you'll have easy access to all the perks of city living with the convenience of waking up within walking distance of your classes. At Loyalist, there are many opportunities to get involved, make friends, and build memories. With a range of unique on-campus activities, we encourage you to find your passion, refine your skills, and make valuable connections.
Loyalist College has something for everybody. I want to thank you so much for joining me on this tour today, and we hope to see you soon. If you want to register, visit ontariocolleges.ca to start your journey to Loyalist. Thank you very much.
Buenas tardes México, buenas tardes Brasil, buenas tardes Canadá. Mi nombre es Bruno Perón y a nombre del equipo de Class Education les quiero desear la más cordial bienvenida a nuestro webinario número 22, creo ya creo que voy perdiendo la cuenta, pero sí son varios webinarios que hemos empezado a hacer desde el mes de marzo, cuando empezó esta nueva realidad, ¿no?, del COVID-19. Siempre con el afán de traerles información de mucho valor, de contenido que les ayude a los de ustedes que están pensando en estudiar en Canadá. Entonces hemos empezado a hacer estos webinarios con una escuela invitada cada vez que nos puede hablar de sus programas, de las características de su institución, ubicación, posibilidades de empleo y obviamente también posibilidades también de migración a Canadá a través de sus programas. Entonces, hemos tenido mucho éxito con esos programas. El día de hoy, como no es excepción, vamos a estar grabando esa sesión, este webinario. Al mismo tiempo que lo están viendo en Zoom, estamos en Facebook Live en tiempo real. Y tenemos en ambas plataformas, Zoom como Facebook, un equipo de clase que está a sus órdenes ahí para contestar cualquier pregunta que puedan tener. Si tienen comentarios o preguntas, les pedimos que los hagan en la sección de preguntas y respuestas en Zoom, donde podemos contestarlos. Y las preguntas más relevantes vamos a contestarles en vivo y para compartir con todos los demás que están escuchando hoy día con nosotros. Otro anuncio que quiero decirles es que vamos a estar enviándole esta grabación del webinario después del evento a todos los que se registraron en la plataforma de Zoom. Van a recibir la grabación y también estará hospedado en nuestra página de Facebook de Class Education, donde podrán volver a ver el video e inclusive compartirlos. Les cuento, por los que no nos conocen, Class Education es una agencia originalmente canadiense. Yo soy canadiense y de hecho les hablo el día de hoy desde nuestra sede en Vancouver. pero tenemos ya 26 años existiendo y operando en México a lo largo del país. Tenemos 6 oficinas en la República Mexicana y mucha experiencia. Ya son más de 10,000 alumnos que hemos mandado a estudiar a Canadá a través de Class Education desde el 94. Entonces, estoy seguro que les podemos apoyar en hacer de su sueño de estudiar en Canadá un plan real y un proyecto viable. Entonces, trabajamos con diferentes tipos de programas, desde campamentos de verano, cursos de idioma, college y universidad, todo lo que es educación superior, y programas de estudio y trabaja, y también programas de high school. Class Education es una empresa que aglomera todos los servicios que uno necesita para ir a estudiar a Canadá, desde la consultoría, los trámites de visados, el hospedaje, seguro médico y todo el papeleo que uno necesita hacer para llevar a cabo bien esos tipos de proyectos. Y eso desde México como desde Canadá, y con un seguimiento activo antes, durante y después de sus estudios para acompañarlos bien y que todo salga como lo teníamos planeado. Esto es quién es Class Education y hoy tengo el gusto de presentarle a mi invitado que se llama el señor Darcy Dornan. Darcy es representante y encargado del reclutamiento internacional para un college canadiense que se llama Loyalist College. Loyalist College está ubicado en la provincia de Ontario y ahorita Darcy nos va a dar un poco más de información sobre su institución. Darcy, are you there?
Sí, sí.
Muy bien.
Podemos mostrar.
No vemos tu cámara.
Ok.
Queremos conocerte. Ya, listo.
Perfecto.
Bueno, yo te conozco, pero la audiencia te quiere conocer.
Excelente, excelente. Muchas gracias. Un placer de estar aquí con todo el mundo.
Muy bien. Les cuento la presentación de hoy. Darcy la va a dar en inglés, porque como pueden ver, habla bonito español, pero no se siente tan cómodo para dar una presentación profesional en el idioma. Habla un poco más portuñol y obviamente sí, habla portugués también y habla perfectamente bien inglés. Entonces, without further ado, Darcy, I'll let you do your presentation. And please tell us about Loyalist College. Tell us about where you're located. Tell us about your wonderful programs, including the Cannabis one, which is an interesting one. And also, a lot of our audience always has questions about the work and study benefit, the permit, sure, if Loyalist allows that, and also about the 3 years postgraduate work permit, and and the spouses and the kids and all that. So please make sure you include that in your presentation. I'll be standing by. I'll be here if you need anything. And if at some point I feel I need to step in and give some comments, I'll do so. But otherwise, I'll wait for you at the end, and we'll take some questions together. Okay?
Okay, perfect, Bruno. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, all yours.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen. Hello, everyone, again, and thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to be here. And I will talk about all of these things that Bruno is mentioning, because of course I realize very much that you're interested in all of these kinds of opportunities, to know where Loyalist College is, to come to study, to work, either on your own or perhaps with your family, and maybe like Bruno was saying, not only to come and study, but to come and take the opportunity that Canada provides, not only to be working while you're an international student in Canada, but also to apply for the postgraduate work permit, which, as Bruno was mentioning, could allow you to stay for up to 3 more years in Canada working, and of course eventually put you on that path to immigration. So again, a pleasure to be here. I hope that you will understand me. If you have any questions about anything that I'm saying, please send your questions via chat, and Bruno or the other colleagues from Class Education will let me know to repeat something or perhaps Bruno could translate something into Spanish that maybe was not so clear with my English. Huh?
Absolutely.
Sounds good?
Well, your English is very clear.
Okay, great, great. So, as Bruno was mentioning, and as we saw also in the video presentation of Loyalist College, we are located in the small city of Belleville in Ontario, which is about 2 hours to the east of Toronto. We're a small city, as you can see here, located right on the water. The college, Loyalist College, is also a small college. We have a total of 3,500 students, about 1,500 of whom are from all different countries around the world. So not only will you be coming into a small community, but you'll be coming into that small community with a great access to be in contact with Canadian students, Canadian professors, international professors, but people from all over the world, students coming from literally, places like Japan, New Zealand, South Africa, Ireland, the US, Mexico, Brazil, all coming to spend some time learning and working with us in the city of Belleville. Belleville has the advantages of being close enough to big cities like Toronto and Ottawa, but the big advantage is also of being a small city with everything that you could need and everything that you don't necessarily want. And what I mean by that is that in the city, we're located just north, as you can see on this map, of Prince Edward County, which is an international tourism destination. You might have seen the beautiful beaches, the sand dune beaches in the video, lots of wineries and beer companies and this kind of thing available to go and visit on the island. And so Belleville, being just north of Prince Edward County, also benefits from this. We have a well-developed tourism and hospitality industry. So lots of restaurants and shops and hotels, cinemas, sports facilities, everything that you could want from from a big city, but again, in a small city of about 50,000 people. Theater, library, music venues. We're also located on the main highway from Toronto going up to Ottawa and on to Montreal. So very easy to reach us by bus. We're also on the train line. So again, taking the train from Toronto to Belleville is also very easy to do. Some of the things that we don't have that you know from big cities are also things like traffic and pollution and high crime and high prices for your rental apartments or houses. And the reality of Belleville is that in a small city of about 50,000 people, you don't have traffic, you don't have any pollution to speak of. Crime is low, it's a very safe community. It's a community that makes you feel very welcome and that is very welcoming to foreigners because again, different than big cities, we don't have that many foreigners yet in Belleville. Aside from those that come to the college and some that are in the city and working in the public or private sector, the community is very welcoming of people from around the world because you're helping us as a community to thrive and to come and to work in the companies and the shops and the offices that people have in the city. And with this new influx of people coming from everywhere around the world, these companies and offices are able to offer extended hours and more services. So it's really a win-win benefit for everyone. And one of the other advantages that I do like to highlight that's very much work related is that because we're the only institution of higher education in the city, that means that you don't have competition for jobs aside from our students. And the reality of the city and this part of the province is that before COVID-19, there were actually more jobs available than qualified people. And we certainly are planning to bounce back from COVID and continue in that tradition of working hard, opening new businesses. The fact that I'm mentioning of our distance between Toronto and Ontario is making the city ever more attractive for entrepreneurs and startup companies and other big companies as well that are deciding to get out of the more expensive areas of Toronto, for example, or Ottawa, and come to places like Belleville that offer these same benefits that you could have as well coming as a student. So that's a little bit already about the city. And again, if you have more questions, be happy to talk more. What I'd like to do with some of the rest of this presentation is talk about some of the other aspects of the college. And here I'll just highlight quickly some of the, the learning centers. Some of these you saw in the video, of course, as well. Beautiful, beautiful library. Bruno mentioned the new postgraduate Cannabis Applied Sciences program, which is part of our Applied Research Center for Natural Products and Medical Cannabis. This is a fascinating research center, and it's a really interesting opportunity also for the postgraduate program in Cannabis Applied Sciences. We have a Mexican student, thanks to a class, who has just been accepted into this program. And as you may know, cannabis was recently legalized in Canada. And so the opportunities for jobs are tremendous. We have a new cannabis development company that has recently come in to Belleville with whom we're partnering. And so these are great opportunities for the work placement co-op opportunity that is within that program for our students. And then one of the biggest medical cannabis company in Canada is located between Belleville and Ottawa. And we have a partnership also with them doing lots of interesting work. And the Applied Research Center has also received a big federal grant to continue the work that we're able to help with in this area of natural products and medical cannabis, because of course there's much work to be done to learn about the effects and the impacts of cannabis on human health, etc. So lots of interesting opportunities within that research center and the program itself. On campus, like many campuses around Canada, lots of opportunities, not only for studying, but for different kinds of cultural events, for different kinds of sports, activities, etc., getting together with friends and this kind of thing. So different services that we offer. I'll highlight the Career Center, of course, because again, I know that as an international student coming to Loyalist College, you'd be interested very likely to find a job for yourself, working part-time as an international student while you're studying, and then full-time during the breaks. And so the Career Center at Loyalist College will definitely be there to help you for that. We have a student health center, as you can see, with nurses and doctor on staff. And the Shark Tank is actually what you can see in this photo, part of this photo, which is essentially a pub on campus with drinks and food and a place to go meet with your friends, relax, and that kind of thing. As you also saw in the video, we have student residences that are open and available also to international students. These are located right next to campus. So in 1 or 2 minutes leaving your door, you walk across the grass and you'll be in campus very quickly. The residents also has different kinds of sports activities, and it has also a large student residence center. In that center, we hold different kinds of activities, movie nights, poetry contests, open mic nights, video game opportunities, etc. So lots of good opportunities to either live with us on campus, meeting other students, living together in shared accommodations that, of course, in a post-COVID world will be adapted to meet the public health requirements necessary. But again, still a great way to meet new friends and to be close to campus. We also have a service if you're interested to live with a family in the city and or perhaps live with other students in the city. So we can certainly help you with all your settlement questions. And those services extend to you from when you're in Mexico applying to, along every moment of the way, from your application, which of course we can help you with, and class education can be there to help you with as well. But we will help you to organize any and all aspects of what you're coming to do, whether it's study, work, etc., including, of course, the transportation link from arriving at the airport in Toronto to catching your bus or your other transportation to bring you out to Belleville and help you to get started in your new life adventure. Let's see, I'd like to mention a little bit about our athletics. We have different sports available for varsity athletics, but we also have different kinds of sports that are available for more for just leisure activities as well. So one of the things that I'd like to highlight is that included in your student services in the fee that you pay are your access to the gym that's available on campus, as well as the big sports center, and of course the outside field activities for rugby, for football Mexican style, right? We have tennis courts, volleyball courts, these kinds of things, and indoor basketball, volleyball, also, these kinds of activities as well. I'll mention a little bit more about this in a moment as well, because we also have athletic scholarships. And I know that many of you will probably be interested to know more about scholarships. And so athletic scholarships, where if you're selected to play on one of the teams, you could win up to $3,000 per year as an athletic scholarship. And I'll talk more about our merit-based or academic scholarships here in a moment as well. Okay, I was just checking the chats here just to make sure I wasn't missing any of your questions. Let me continue on.
Darcy, we're getting some questions about pricing, so let's get right into the programs.
Okay.
And we'll talk about pricing. Well, you can go through the student success and all that, but let's move towards the programs, the requirements, and the costing as well, okay?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, let me bring us right into the pricing here. So the pricing, I don't know if you can completely see it on this screen, but the total is when you take tuition, the student service fees, and the mandatory health insurance into consideration, you're looking at a total here of about 16,500 Canadian. And then we give an estimate for other costs of about 1,000 Canadian dollars per month. So you'd be looking at then a total annual budget of about $26,000 to $27,000 per year. And again, that will cover everything that you need to pay. No other hidden fees in this. Included in the other costs, we take into consideration housing, food, spending money, transportation, books, etc. And if you make the calculations as I have, in the sense of how much you're able to work. So again, if you're studying and working, you can actually cover very easily your tuition costs And let me give you this example. If you're at a very simple job working at Starbucks in Belleville, Canada, making $14 per hour, which is the minimum wage, the lowest wage that you can earn working in Canada, you can make working part-time while you're studying and full-time when you don't have classes, which represent about 7 months of classes and about 5 months of no classes. You can actually make upwards of between 19 to 20,000 per year, just to give you an idea. And if there are any parents here, I know that parents often like to hear that, knowing that although they're assuming the financial responsibility of their children studying abroad, they know and they can appreciate that their children will want to work and gain that professional experience in Canada, and more importantly, also be able to help make some money as well, which is always good to know. So like I said, the $3,000 athletic scholarship is something that I'm highlighting here. And we have different kinds of scholarships, awards, and bursaries that are available, student loans as well. And there are particular opportunities at this moment in time because of the COVID crisis that we're highlighting on our website as well. And so, you know, be sure to check our website, which you'll see at the end of this presentation, to read more about all the requirements for those different kinds of scholarships. Let me just say, the academic scholarship is available for international students, but you do have to already come to Loyalist or start your studies with Loyalist and then apply to it. It's not an entry scholarship. However, the athletic scholarship is something to which you can apply online on the loyalistlancers.com website. You can apply from Mexico for that athletic scholarship, and that's something that you could receive as you're starting your studies. So jumping into some of our programs. I won't talk about all of our programs, but these slides give you a good sense of the different kinds of programming that we have, from things like film and television production, journalism, different kinds of IT courses, and one, let's see, that maybe is on your screen that's not showing up on my screen, is animation, video game animation design and development. And I'll just highlight that program in particular because the opportunity in that undergraduate program will help you to go forward working in either the video game industry and or the film industry. One of our professors has worked on the animation for the film Batman versus Superman. The director of the program works in the video game industry. And so what we try to do is to help you to learn the skills that you need, to offer you the access to the programs and the software and the hardware as well, but then leave those opportunities to you to decide which industry you want to go in. And again, these are all undergraduate programs. Business program, pretty straightforward and standard: sales and marketing, business and administration, accounting. You can do today either a 2-year diploma, 3-year advanced diploma, or a full bachelor in business diploma at Loyalist College. We also have an aesthetics and spa management program, and that spa is located on campus. It's a working spa, so you'll really get your hands, I won't say dirty, but you'll be learning the craft as you're studying. And let me just highlight that colleges in Canada, if you don't know the differences between colleges and universities, colleges are really much more focused on hands-on professional learning experiences. And so while you can do economics at the university, at a college, we're going to offer you business, for example. And so those are some of the differences between colleges and universities. One of the other differences, just to highlight here again, and which is something that I mentioned earlier, is that in almost all of our programs, you have a work placement experience. And so that work placement experience is integrated into your program and is something different than your part-time work. You're working part-time, you're studying, and then you also have your work placement, which is a requirement for you to graduate from your program and which will get you out into the field working in your chosen industry, whether you're working as an engineer in business, architecture, etc. This is part and parcel of what the college opportunity is providing. So here, again, some of the building sciences programs, construction engineering. We have one of the only survey engineering technician 2-year programs in the country. Lots of interesting opportunities here as well for jobs. In the architectural program, you actually design with other students a cabin, which is used in the Canada Park Service. So really fun hands-on opportunity in that particular program as well. Let me highlight a little bit our skilled trades. You saw some of this also in the earlier video. So not only are you looking at different kinds of automotive related program opportunities, but also different program opportunities in mechanical techniques, mechanical engineering, manufacturing engineering, where we cannot hold the students long enough to finish the program before they're already getting job offers. So lots of interesting opportunities in these types of programs with welding here as well as one of them. Some of our most popular programs are right here in the biosciences area. Biotechnology is our most competitive program, either a 2 or 3 year advanced diploma. If you like to get your feet wet, you can look into our environmental technician or technologist program, also or a 2 or 3 year program. We have a radiation safety program that's actually held at another campus closer to Toronto in a city called Port Hope. So if that's potentially an area of interest, something that we also offer. And then chemical engineering also is a 2 or 3 year program. All of these programs, again, offering lots of interesting opportunities for jobs in different sectors of the economy, whether you're looking at agricultural, chemical, medical, you name it, pharmaceutical, the new cannabis industry as well. So lots of interesting opportunities here also. Some of our health and wellness programs, things like occupational therapist, pre-health sciences, if you're interested in exploring a little bit what are your opportunities, this is a program that's designed to give you a look into that. Fitness and health promotion, if you're interested in working in gyms, in sports centers, this kind of thing. Recreation and leisure sports and services. In Canada, I don't know, in Mexico, I imagine it's probably the same, but there are lots of opportunities to work for the different city sports centers. So in Belleville, for example, we have a new aquatic center and hockey rink. We have other, aside from the aquatic center, we have some other outdoor pools. And so if you do this kind of program, this would allow you for opportunities within the city and public sector, as well as working in other sports related activities as well. Personal support worker, if you like to help people, this is certainly a program of interest that I would encourage you to check out as well. Other ways that you can help people are through our community service programs. If you like to work with children, if you like to work with other perhaps even older people in social services or developmental services worker. And these are areas, these two in particular, that are growing and growing with opportunities, also with job opportunities post the program. If you're interested in areas for public safety, police foundations, working in security, in customs, things like this, community and justice services, paralegal, these are also some very interesting programs that would allow you to work in a whole host of different areas, whether you're working with the police, working with security for all kinds of different organizations, working with custom border services. This could be at the airport, could be at the borders, security as well, could be at places like the airports, etc. So lots of interesting opportunities in these kinds of programs as well. And then some other programs that I'll just highlight here. General arts and sciences. Perhaps you're someone who doesn't know exactly what you want to do yet. A general arts and sciences program of either 1 or 2 years would let you explore different fields, different sectors that you might be interested in. And so this is something that would allow you to decide what you want to do. And if you want to stay with us to do one of our programs, that's great. If you decide that after 1 or 2 years in a general arts and sciences program, you want to transfer to a university, what you've done by studying at a college, and that's true whether it's general arts and sciences or any of our other programs that I've talked about, is that you've saved yourself a lot of money, because generally speaking, the college tuition is much less than the university tuition. And whether you're doing general arts and sciences or biotechnology or any of the other programs, studying for 2 or 3 years with us and then going out and getting a job is something that you can certainly do. But we can also help you to continue your studies on to finish a full bachelor's degree. And we have lots of pathway partners across Canada and internationally. Then we can help you to set those kinds of pathway transition opportunities up as well. And if you need help with your English, we don't have English for academic purposes on campus, but the way that we do that is that we work with pathway partners. So we have a number of different English language schools with whom we work, and that will help you to get your English levels up to where they need to be to start studying with us. And so that's something that we can also help you to do. And I know that class, as Bruno was mentioning, can help you do those kinds of things as well, to come to study in Canada English and then move on to your college or university programs. And then finally, we get here to our postgraduate degrees. The Cannabis Applied Sciences is the one that I was talking about earlier and the first one on this list. It's a 1-year postgraduate program. Again, super interesting opportunities. Definitely check that program out. Some of the requirements that are specific for this program are that you have to be a scientist. You have to have studied biology, chemistry, biotechnology, pharmacy, perhaps something in medicine as well. So that is a requirement for this program. You have to have a number of lab hours in order to be eligible for this program. Care of vulnerable populations is a brand new program for us. And this is designed for nurses. If you have graduated as a nurse in Mexico and you're interested in working in the health field in Canada, this is a postgraduate program specific for you. And it's designed and it's in a program with people that will help you also to prepare for studying and passing the nursing certification in Canada. And so that can put you on that path in this particular program. And then some of our other more classic postgraduate programs are things like project management, public relations, and event management. This is the #1 program of its kind in Ontario. If you're interested in these kinds of jobs. We have a supply chain management, global logistics program, human resources management, and a 2-year global business management program. All very, very interesting programs with lots of different opportunities for professional growth and development. No matter who you are, no matter what you've studied, look at any of those kinds of program opportunities and ask any questions that you may have, and I'll be able to help you, and class, of course, will be able to help you if you're in contact with them after this presentation. And that's it, where I'll stop here. You've got my name and contact information. Certainly feel free to contact me by WhatsApp, by email, find me on LinkedIn. And again, we're working in partnership with Class Education in Mexico. So any questions that you have, if you want to be in contact with somebody and speak in Spanish in Mexico, please make sure that you reach out to the great colleagues and our partners at Class Education, because they are more than helpful and ready to assist in any questions that you may have as well.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your attention, everyone.
Okay, Darcy, thank you very much. Stay there, please. We're gonna take some of the questions we had while you were going through your presentation. Let's go back on the costing, if you can.
Sure.
And after we'll give the presentation to class so they can do their magic while we're talking.
Okay.
Tell us, every time we do a webinar, people ask us some of the same questions. These costs are per academic year. That is to say, from September to December and January to April, right? So
yes.
A semester will be half of that, and you can pay by semester, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Muy importante, let's go back to the costing. Muy importante que aquí ven que los precios que compartió con nosotros Darcy son precios anuales, es decir, de septiembre a diciembre, enero hasta abril, y esos precios son en dólares canadienses, que están más o menos a 16.50 con el peso mexicano, y se pueden pagar por, one behind that, there we go.
Yes. I don't know if anybody else is clicking, but there we go. Let's stop there.
Nobody touched nothing anymore. Okay.
Yes.
Y esos precios, ese es el total, nos da más o menos como $16,000 hablando de colegiatura, seguro, y los ancillary fees son los costos que cobran por los servicios de los alumnos, como gimnasios y todas esas cosas que tienen ahí. Son como $16,000 canadienses anual, la mitad por semestre, y sí efectivamente se puede pagar por semestre en los colegios canadienses. Lo demás de los 12,000 son costos mensuales relacionados con el hospedaje y el dinero que más o menos $1,000, que es menos de eso para la vivienda. Entonces, si hablamos de vivienda, comida, el Starbucks y todo eso, pues, y el transporte inclusive, ya nos da más o menos unos $1,000. Entonces, digamos que con unos $26,000 anual es más que suficiente. Y mucho de eso se puede ir pagando mensual o en el caso de la escuela por semestre. Es muy importante comentar que una ciudad como Belleville, que por cierto en francés Belleville significa bonita ciudad, porque es muy bonita, está sobre el lago, es un muy buen tamaño de ciudad, son 50,000 habitantes más o menos, y eso, como dijo Darcy, está entre Montreal y Ottawa y Toronto, está en distancia muy alcanzable, tanto por tren como por camión, como por coche, para llegar a esos lugares en muy poquito tiempo. Digamos que 2 horas es lo que hace uno de Coyoacán a Satélite, ¿no? En México, en un día normal. Entonces, está cerca y al mismo tiempo está suficientemente lejos para que los costos de vivienda bajen mucho. Darcy, how much will be, how much are the residents per month, your residents?
We have 2 types of student residences. And so we give an estimate depending on whether you're living on campus in the 2 types that we have or off campus. We give a budget estimate idea for students of they would need between 400 to, let's say, about 700-800 per month, depending on if they want to live by themselves or living with more students to save on costs, etc.
Okay. Entonces, sí es mucho más económico que vivir, por ejemplo, en una ciudad como Toronto, una ciudad como Vancouver, donde yo me encuentro, donde aquí vivir con una familia cuesta $1,000 y vivir en un departamento, pues hay departamentos desde $1,900, $2,500, $2,800, entonces es mucho más caro, ¿no? Entonces, una ventaja más de una ciudad más chica. Y también, como decía Darcy, la la forma de vivir en una ciudad más chica en Canadá es como el Canadá que vemos a veces en las películas, ¿no? El Canadá donde todo el mundo se conoce, todo el mundo se saluda, todo el mundo dice buenos días y I'm sorry y thank you y todo eso, que es el modo canadiense, que a veces hoy día en grandes ciudades se va perdiendo un poquito porque esos grandes centros ya se volvieron pues muy internacionales, muy multiculturales y obviamente pues, se va diluyendo un poco esta cultura canadiense en grandes centros. Entonces, una cosa más que contemplar. Al mismo tiempo, quiero que hablemos de oportunidad de trabajo. Let's talk about job opportunities in a place like Belleville while you're studying and for your postgraduate work permit.
Yes. So as you know, as I was mentioning, the majority of our international students certainly are working, and whether those are jobs on campus or off campus, there are lots of different opportunities. International students, for example, on campus can work in the IT lab, they can work in marketing, communications, in recruitment. We have students working in the student residences. That's another smart thing to do, because if you work as a student residence assistant, you don't pay for your residence costs as well. So there are different kinds of opportunities for students to work on campus. And also, of course, we help students through our career center and career fairs to find jobs off of campus as well. And those career fairs, generally speaking, we have one career fair per month, whether that's a career fair on campus or that's sponsored by the city or perhaps by another industry sector in the city, or perhaps even an adjacent town to Belleville. So lots of good opportunities to look and find jobs as well. And the Career Center and the staff of people working there will help you to identify those opportunities, to put your resume, your CV together in a Canadian style, and to help you in all of those different trajectories as well. And then, like you're saying, Bruno, for those people who are interested in staying in Canada longer, we're a public institution. Loyalist College has been in existence for 53 years. And so studying with us as a designated learning institution also makes you eligible to apply for the postgraduate work permit. And those work permits, depending on how long you study, how long your program is, would allow you to stay in Canada from between 1 to 3 years. And we have an immigration specialist on our international team who can help you to answer all of those questions as well. Available virtually and, of course, in person.
Right. Okay. Entonces, quiero que hablemos un poco más de eso porque estoy viendo las preguntas mientras hablabas, Darcy, y hay muchas preguntas sobre si todos los programas son sujetos al Postgraduate Work Permit, el permiso laboral de 3 años. Y la respuesta sencilla es sí, porque el permiso laboral de 3 años al graduarse no es en base a un programa, sino a una institución. Y la institución de Loyalist College es DLI, como dijo Darcy, Designated Learning Institute, lo cual significa que todos los programas que ofrecen están, si son de mínimo 2 años, un diplomado, un posgrado de 2 años o una licenciatura de 4 años, están sujetos al permiso laboral de 3 años al graduarse. ¿Ok? Entonces eso está dado. Además de eso, mientras uno estudia en Loyalist College, también tiene el derecho de trabajar medio tiempo mientras estudia, es decir, 20 horas por semana, medio tiempo, y tiempo completo en épocas de vacaciones, como verano, por ejemplo, ¿no? Entonces, esos son los beneficios. Si alguien va con su pareja, porque hay una pregunta con respecto a la pareja, si alguien va con su pareja, el que estudia puede trabajar medio tiempo, pero la pareja tiene un permiso de trabajo de tiempo completo. Y si inclusive van con niños o niñas, mientras tengan entre 5 y 18 años, pueden estudiar gratuitamente en el sistema educativo canadiense. ¿Okay? Más beneficios, imposible casi, ¿no? Diría yo. Y es lo que ofrece Canadá. Y por eso es el destino tan popular para mucha gente, porque te permite sostenerte mientras estás estudiando y al graduarte te da chance de trabajar por 3 años. Y a los 12 meses que uno ya empieza a trabajar es cuando ya reúne muchos de los requisitos que te piden para aplicar por la residencia permanente y uno ya lo puede hacer, uno por toda su familia. ¿Okay? Entonces, esa es un poco la forma que está funcionando eso. Es muy, muy interesante. Y en un lugar como Belleville, que es muy tranquilo, mucho más económico inclusive para vivir, puede resultar más atractivo para algunos de ustedes, ¿no? Tengo una pregunta de Rodrigo Mauri, que dice, Rodrigo is saying, when are the programs due to start? Well, all programs in Canada starts in September at 100%. About 60% of the programs start in January and about 40% of the programs start in May. Now, we have to see which program starts when. That would be, you can check with one of our class consultant. Los programas empiezan todos en septiembre, enero y mayo. No todos los programas empiezan en esas 3 fechas. Pueden checar con nosotros para ver cuál programa empieza en qué fecha, pero todos empiezan en septiembre. Ahora, hablando de septiembre de 2020, el primer septiembre que vamos a vivir de esa forma, que es un septiembre distinto, digamos, y ese septiembre va a ser seguramente un modelo híbrido entre clases presenciales y clases en línea. ¿Por qué? Pues por la situación que estamos viviendo. Habrán clases presenciales, seguro, pero también es un hecho que habrán clases en línea, por lo menos para el primer semestre, y por eso también se abre la oportunidad que uno puede estudiar el primer semestre o también el segundo semestre de enero a abril en línea, si uno lo desea. ¿Cuáles son las ventajas de hacer eso? Si uno estudia en línea, uno se ahorra los costos de viaje, los costos de vivienda en Canadá, puede seguir quizás trabajando en México mientras está estudiando en Canadá en línea, y eso no afectará su capacidad de obtener el permiso laboral de 3 años al graduarse. Entonces, eso a mí se me hace, es como el silver lining que decimos en inglés, ¿no? Que es una mala noticia envuelta, pero es buena noticia porque no nos permite viajar, pero sí nos permite seguir en línea, avanzar materias y no nos afecta nuestra capacidad de trabajar legalmente después de graduarse. Y ahorramos mucho dinero. Mucho dinero.
Sí.
¿No? Ok, entonces eso es un punto muy importante. I wanted to touch base on that because I know this is kind of the elephant in the room. You know, we need to talk about COVID. You know, we're all suffering the same thing. And Canada, by the way, has been handling COVID quite nicely and will be one of the first countries back on its track, and certainly in North America. I think our counterpart in the US will take a little longer, and we'll see about Mexico. Okay, let's moving right along. I have another question here for you. The cost of residence we talked about. Okay, we have a gentleman that was interested in your cannabis program, and he wanted to know the requirements.
Yes, so again, you need to have your prior university degree in a scientific area.
Okay,
so
una
as I was
licenciatura en
mentioning,
ciencia.
yes, biología, química, farmacéutica, por example.
Okay, that was a question from Rodrigo Mauri again. He's interested in that business and the cannabis program.
Okay.
So interesting. We already have, by the way, nosotros tenemos ya un alumno de México que está estudiando eso en septiembre, que empieza en septiembre. Entonces es una industria en pleno crecimiento, es legal en Canadá, tanto medical como recreacional. Entonces hay muchos negocios que están abriendo. Hoy día el negocio más grande de producción y comercialización de productos de cannabis en el mundo es canadiense y está donde están ellos. Entonces, es la empresa más grande del mundo hoy día en este segmento. Okay. Okay. You have some pretty famous graduates from Loyalist. I have to say, Darcy. I live in Vancouver, as you know, and the chef at Chateau Whistler Fairmount Hotel in Whistler is a Loyalist graduate. I did not know that.
Is that right? And you met him?
I met him on video. I saw one of your video, And
Okay.
he was a very proud Loyalist graduate, but he
Okay.
works at a very famous place, you know, the Chateau
Yeah.
Whistler, a Fairmount Hotel in Whistler, all over a very famous place. So yeah, good on you. Very good.
Exactly. Yes. People from the from the broadcasting, whether it's radio, film, or television, also you'll see them on television across Canada, and chances are some of them have also studied in our program at Loyalist College, among other programs as well, journalists, etc.
Yeah. I saw that. Maybe we can send those videos in the presentation to people that were registered on the call, so they can see those videos. Okay, so mucha gente nos deja sus datos, está perfecto, datos y correos para que nos comuniquemos, está perfecto. Tengo otra pregunta que quieren saber un poco más sobre los scholarships que están ofreciendo. Can you tell a bit more about the bursary programs you're offering and how it works a little bit briefly?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. So as I've talked more about the athletic scholarships, I imagine that it might be more important to talk about the merit-based scholarships. Again, those scholarships are available to international students once you've already completed one semester studying at Loyalist College. And that the requirements for that are quite straightforward. We're looking to see who you are as a person. So we call them a merit-based scholarship, but it's not just merit-based on your academic grades. We are interested in your academic grades, but we're also interested in who you are, who you were in Mexico, in which kind of activities you were involved, whether they were sports or civic or religious or other, and what you're doing in Canada and how you are integrating into Canada, whether that's with the student government or a student club, or perhaps engaging in similar types of activities in Belleville. Again, no matter what they would be, such as what you were doing in Mexico. So you would have to essentially fill out an application and write a letter explaining this about you, highlighting your positive traits, your value added, and why we should select you to be one of the recipients of these different scholarships.
Very good.
And I should say, we have our international college guide translated already and available on the website in Spanish, in Portuguese, and we are currently translating other pages of our website, and one of those pages will be the scholarship page. So keep looking on our website, and I would say certainly by September, we'll have those other pages translated, and so you can learn more, and you and your parents can read more in Spanish about those different kinds of opportunities.
Okay. Requirements for these opportunities will be all on the website, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You talked about fees earlier, so it's one fee for all the programs?
Yes. Yes. Different than some colleges. That fee covers all of our program costs. Whether you're in an undergraduate program or a postgraduate program, the fee doesn't change.
Ok, entonces eso es muy importante. El costo que vieron, que son como más o menos $16,000 ya con todo y todo, anual por 2 semestres de septiembre hasta abril, es un precio por todos los programas. Entonces no hay diferencia de precio por programa, es un solo precio para todos los programas. Okay? Rodrigo again is asking about the sports and entertainment sales and marketing program. Does this program open in January, Darcy?
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Sorry, Rodrigo, I have some bad news for you. I thought I had deleted that program from the presentation. I was quite sure to have done that, but we unfortunately had to stop that program this year. So that particular postgraduate program is no longer available, I'm afraid.
Oops, okay. All right. Yes. Too bad. Well, hay otros que lo ofrecen. Si estás interesado, Mauri, en eso, te podemos apoyar con eso. Firefighter program. You have that program, correct?
We do have that program, yes, yes.
Requirements for this? Grade 12, other than that, or?
No other specific requirements. Neither for that, neither for police foundations.
Ok. Fernando Gómez pregunta acerca del programa de bomberos. Una excelente profesión en Canadá, by the way. Una profesión que te ofrece seguridad de empleo, buenos salarios, buenas condiciones. Y son todos unos profesionales aquí, la verdad. Entonces, estos programas están disponibles y lo único que necesitan es grado 12 o la última de prepa y el nivel de inglés que pidan. Did we talk about the English requirement to get into the program? Is it IELTS 6.5?
Yes, so for the undergraduate programs, IELTS 6.0 and postgraduate 6.5.
Okay.
And because, of course, COVID has impacted many of those testing centers, we're also working now with the online Duolingo English language test.
Yeah.
And we have that listed in the English language requirements, meeting those same equivalencies of IELTS as well.
Okay. Eso es para contestar la pregunta de Laura Fernanda Chavero, que dice el nivel de inglés que se requiere. Para cualquier programa tipo diplomados, es un IELTS 6.0, que es equivalente al Duolingo 105. Y si es para un posgrado, son IELTS 6.5, lo cual equivale a un Duolingo 125. ¿Ok? Entonces,
para nós, é um pouco menos mesmo, 115.
115, okay.
Yeah, for us, I know the Duolingo English language test quite well. And so in speaking with them and comparing the Duolingo equivalencies from other Toronto-based colleges, we decided to align our Duolingo numbers with what they had already researched and developed to be their equivalencies to the IELTS. So you will see that our Duolingo limits are different than some of the other Toronto colleges, in a sense also to try to make us more competitive, because we're not in Toronto, and for those reasons. Huh?
Okay. Quick question. A bachelor in civil engineering, would you accept that to get into the Cannabis Applied Science program?
A Bachelor of Civil Engineering.
Not exactly a science.
Yeah, not exactly a science. To be honest, we would have to see the transcripts. We would have to see the transcripts, and the coordinator of that program will take a special review of the transcripts for that particular program. What I would suggest, if you're particularly interested in that program, is to send your transcripts, but above and beyond that, send a letter to explain how and why you want to take your civil engineering and bring it into that kind of postgraduate program in cannabis sciences, because it's we're open and flexible to understanding your professional project, but we would want to know it and understand it in order to make a better review of your application.
Okay, all right. Well, here's your answer, Rodrigo Mauri, for the cannabis program. Dea Salomon wants to know if she could work in an enterprise if she's doing a postgraduate program. Yes, you can. The ability to work while you study applies to undergrad as much as graduate programs. So no problem in that part.
And maybe if we could come back to Rodrigo a moment, who was interested in the sports program. This is just one way that that we think in Canada as well. That that may be different than other places. I know it's certainly different than in Brazil or France or some other countries. But if you were interested in that sports program, another way to look at that would be to look at maybe the global business management program or the project management program, and then take your professional work experience in the sports field of your interest, and see how you could combine the two, right? Because it's very obvious that sports around the world is a global business, right? Whether we're talking about the Olympics or the Pan American Games, etc. And so, you know, if Rodrigo has done perhaps sports management as a bachelor degree, instead of continuing on into a sports management postgraduate degree, there could be some really significant professional development benefits to doing something like a global business management program and then apply it to your sports sector, putting you really apart from the rest of other graduates that may have done just continued in sports management, for example.
True, good point. Maciel Salinas is asking us, what is your feeling about the job situation right now in Ontario?
The job situation. Well, the job situation, of course, is, has taken a hit with COVID. But again, Bruno, as you were saying, and, in my conversations with colleagues in Ontario as well, highlight, Canada has done quite an amazing job controlling COVID-19. And so although the economy was hit hard, like countries, every country around the world, things are opening and life is slowly but surely coming back to normal. And Canada's economy is strong, it's stable, and it's proved itself resistant in financial crises of the past. And we're sure that we're going to pull through COVID as well and continue moving forward, onward and upward, as we say. And so while right now the situation might be quite difficult, I know international students who are continuing to work even now during the COVID crisis. So again, it also depends on the kind of job that you have, but learning to work within this kind of crisis situation, as we're doing with class education, with Loyalist College, working virtually, etc., will help you to build other skills that, that maybe you didn't have necessarily before, but which could be a part of how you could continue to work also in Canada. And Bruno, you were mentioning that possibility of staying in Mexico, starting your studies online, staying perhaps in your apartment or with your family, staying with your job in Mexico. And I know international students who have also been very entrepreneurial, working online. This was before COVID even existed. So students, international students that were studying in Canada, but working virtually back home, making their money in their home country, but having that opportunity to work online. So.
Yeah, true. Muchos de ustedes están comentando sobre cómo podemos traducir el ahorro de vivir, de costo de vida con respecto a Belleville y comparar con otras ciudades en Canadá, ¿no? Pues empezando el puro costo de la universidad, del college en $14,000, $16,000 ya con todo. Eso es más económico que varios otros que están en 17, 18, 19,000. Entonces, de entrada hay unos $2,000 a $3,000 allá, más económico en colegiatura. Costo de vida, hablamos de, yo diría que un diferencial mínimo del 30 y más bien 40% con el costo de vivir en una ciudad como Vancouver o Toronto, que son los dos de los grandes centros del país con quien mucha gente a veces están comparando. Entonces, sí, allá hay un diferencial importante. Ahora, recuerden que el salario mínimo, si uno trabaja en Starbucks, en Toronto o en Belleville, es el mismo salario. Son $14 la hora. Entonces, digamos que tus $14 en Belleville te alcanza por mucho más que tus $14 en Toronto. Empezando con costo de vivienda y costo de transporte y costo inclusive de seguro. El costo de seguro en Toronto es 40% más caro que eso. Con Loyalist son $600 anual y en Toronto son $900 anual. Entonces, todos esos aspectos se van juntando y hace que un año en Belleville hablamos de más o menos $24,000 o $26,000, perdón, y en Toronto uno no la libra abajo de 30 a 35, yo creo, ¿no? $35,000 por año. Entonces sí hay un diferencial allá importante y al ser una institución pública en ambos casos, pues la educación es del mismo nivel, es parecida y hay buenas, además en Belleville también, ya lo comentamos, hay buenas oportunidades de trabajo. What would you say are the most highly demanded programs that you have based on job offering that you have at Loyalist, Darcy?
I would say that our bioscience programs, biotechnology, chemical engineering, those are the two top programs for graduates getting jobs. But again, some of our other specialty programs, the manufacturing engineering program, as I was mentioning, students get jobs before they finish the program. The Cannabis Applied Sciences postgraduate program, the same thing. Lots of interesting job opportunities, and those are the highlights of the programs. But things like personal service worker, there are lots of different kinds of opportunities for any of your interests. And what's important really is not to go and to study what's the most popular program with the best kind of job opportunity, but what it is that you really want to do, and that's what we're interested in doing at Loyalist College. We're not interested in selling you a program just to come and study because we're selling you the job at the end of the program, but we want to make sure that the program is the right fit for you. Yeah. And so whether that's engineering, building sciences, biosciences, business, working with children, families, etc. We're here to help you and to help you to identify where you want to go, perhaps in one of our programs, hopefully in one of our programs, and then welcome you onto the campus, into the city, and give you all the support that you need and want so that you succeed in your academic studies and then move on and do that transition successfully from the program into the job in the sector that you want to be in.
Eso es muy importante. Digo, hay muchos programas que tienen buenas, que muchos de los graduados tienen trabajo desde antes de graduarse, pero que comenta Darcy es que también uno no solo va a estudiar lo que piensa que va a encontrar trabajo, sino también va a estudiar lo que le gusta. Porque oportunidades de trabajo, como hemos visto en varios otros webinarios a lo largo de esos 3 meses, donde hay un college, están preparando los graduados para el mercado laboral. Y el razón de ser de un college en Canadá es que preparen la gente para el mercado laboral y los alumnos en general, arriba de un 85%, 90%, encuentran trabajo en lo que estudiaron antes de graduarse o a los 3 meses de graduarse. Esta tasa a lo largo del país no cambia, es de 85% por arriba. Entonces, no se preocupen tanto por trabajos, porque trabajos hay. Esa es la cosa en Canadá. Y donde si hay un programa que ofrece el college, es que hay un empleador que lo está buscando. Y tanto que están trabajando junto el sector privado con el sector educativo para elaborar los currículums de esos programas, para asegurarse que los egresados llegan a cumplir con las necesidades laborales que tiene el empleador. Entonces, eso, en pocas palabras, es el secreto del éxito del sistema educativo canadiense. Por eso, tantos egresados tienen trabajo, porque están dando lo que piden el mercado privado. Entonces, un pequeño paréntesis sobre eso, pero sí es muy importante anotarlo. Antonio Aldazoro está preguntando si clase ayuda con los trámites de visados y todos los demás documentos. Eso, Antonio, es nuestra razón de ser, es lo que hacemos, para eso estamos aquí para ustedes. Si hacemos los trámites de visa para ustedes, les pedimos una lista de documentos, obviamente, que nos tienen que dar, las escuelas nos dan la carta de aceptación una vez que están aceptados y con eso nosotros hacemos nuestra magia, digamos que nuestra receta secreta, ¿no? Pero digo, no hay ningún secreto, presentamos los documentos con la Embajada de Canadá en México y conseguimos la visa de estudio y de trabajo para ustedes cuando van a un programa de ese tipo. Tenemos muchos años haciendo eso. En 2019 tuvimos una tasa del 98% de éxito con los trámites de visa. Entonces, digamos que tenemos mucha experiencia, sabemos cómo funcionan las cosas. Nos entrena la Embajada de Canadá para hacer las cosas bien. Sabemos lo que hay que incluir en las aplicaciones y lo hacemos para nuestros alumnos. Así que sí, muchas veces es más seguro ir con nosotros que ir directo, muchas veces, lo hemos visto, ¿no? Otra pregunta en línea en Facebook, Darcy, de Gilberán Díaz. Dice, can you talk more about the scholarship when you work in the housing, in the residence?
Yes.
You don't get paid, but you get free housing? Is that how it works?
Exactly. Yes, it's not a scholarship, but it's a student job. Yeah? So it's a student job in the residence center. You're working as a student resident assistant, helping students with any kinds of issues that they have in their apartment or that kind of thing in their student resident. And yeah, the deal is exactly that. You exchange your work in the student residence for a free place to live on campus.
That's a good deal. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Ok, otra pregunta de María Sosa. ¿Podría estudiar primero inglés para tener el nivel adecuado para después estudiar la carrera? Por supuesto, María. Darcy comentó del programa de inglés que tienen. También empieza 3 veces al año. Ese programa de inglés es para nivelarte el nivel, para llegar al nivel que necesitas para entrar en el programa. También te enseñan a hacer ensayos, reportes, o sea, es un inglés muy completo, muy académico que te prepara para el mundo, todo lo que vas a tener que hacer de ensayos y reportes en tu programa, en tu carrera, ¿no? Entonces, sí lo ofrecen. Y también hay varias otras escuelas de idiomas privadas también que lo ofrecen y que muchas veces tienen un pathway con el college donde puedes llegar a un cierto nivel con tal escuela y luego entrar al college. Hay las dos formas ahí que lo puedes hacer, nada más que la ventaja es que si entras en Loyalist desde el inicio, pues ya te dan tu carta de aceptación a lo largo de tu programa y desde el inicio ya tienes tu visa por todo el tiempo que estarás en Canadá, ¿no? La única desventaja es que ellos solamente empiezan 3 veces al año, mientras las escuelas de idiomas empiezan cada lunes y cada mes, ¿ok? A ver, let's see some other questions. Lots of people are giving us their contact information and
Great.
phone numbers, so we'll be in touch. Some people are asking about, is there an age limit for someone to enter the program? I know the answer is no, and this question seems to come back every webinar.
Yeah.
No hay límites de edad para entrar en un programa educativo en Canadá, no hay. Inmigración Canadá puede ser que... Bueno, si uno dice que va a ser un programa de estudios, si está aceptado por la escuela y tiene los fondos y tiene sentido su petición, no hay razón por qué no lo aceptarían, pero eso no depende de nosotros. Pero hemos visto gente mayor, hablo de 30, 40, 50 años, que han aplicado por nosotros y han sido aceptados por el gobierno canadiense por la visa y también se han ido con sus familias. Entonces, no, digo, cada caso es diferente, pero por sí no hay límites de edad, ¿no? El mínimo, sí, hay un límite de edad mínimo, que son 18 años y haber terminado la prepa. Eso sí es muy importante. Andrés Fierro pregunta, si mis hijas ya son adultas, 19, 23 años, ¿pueden ir conmigo a trabajar? No. ¿Pueden ir contigo? Sí. No pueden ir contigo a trabajar porque ya son mayor de edad. Y tampoco pueden estudiar gratuitamente porque también son mayor de edad, ¿ok? Ellas podrían hacer sus propios trámites y también poder estudiar y trabajar igual que tú, ¿ok, Andrés? Es la primera vez que me hacen esta pregunta, es una buena pregunta. Antonio ya preguntó, ya contesté esta pregunta. Hay gente, Darcy, que nos está preguntando si podemos hacer una llamada ellos, alguien en clase contigo, uno a uno, bueno, un 3 a 3, ¿no? O sea, one-on-one with you, maybe in the following days or following weeks. Would you be available for calls?
Con placer, sí, con placer.
Con placer, muy bien. Muito obrigado. Okay, what else? Fabián Reyes, buenas tardes. Anteriormente había preguntado respecto a la edad afectada por aplicar un programa para un posgrado y posteriormente trabajar y aplicar por una residencia. Yo tengo 38 años. Pues creo que es lo que acabo de contestar, Fabiana. No eres grande, 38 años, eres una jovencita. Sí puedes aplicar por esos programas. Mucha gente regresa a la escuela a esta edad precisamente. No hay ningún problema, ni por inmigración, ni por la escuela. Así que, adelante. Juan Moreno, opciones de escuela para niños de 5 a 12 años en Belleville. Por supuesto que hay varias opciones de escuelas primarias y secundarias, ¿no? Para tus hijos, Juan. Y eso sería gratuitos, ¿no? Son escuelas públicas, donde también mis hijos en Canadá van a la escuela pública. La escuela pública en Canadá es muy, muy buena. Poder ir a la escuela pública según donde vivirías en la ciudad es donde te asignarían una escuela, porque hay más que una escuela pública para niños de primaria y secundaria en Canadá. Posiblemente serían dos escuelas diferentes, porque normalmente las primarias las tenemos en un lugar y las secundarias las tenemos en otros lugares. Pero los dos serán gratis. Okay? What are the questions that we have there? Esther is asking, will a biotechnology program offered by Loyalist College suffice to grant my access to the cannabis applied program?
Yes, it would.
That's a perfect
yes.
undergrad actually to get into that program, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. That was a question. I said, Esther, it's Edgar. Sorry, Edgar Garcia. You asked that question. That's a very good question. And yes, you would go right in there.
Yeah. And coming back to that civil engineering, we have an international student who did chemical engineering with us and who just completed the cannabis applied sciences program, and who now has also just got a job upon graduation working in the applied research laboratory.
There you go.
As well. So that's been a nice opportunity for him.
Okay. Then we have Javier Heredia. ¿Cómo se puede hacer para que yo estudie y mi esposa se vaya conmigo a trabajar allá? O al revés. Pues es muy sencillo, Javier. Tú te registras con nosotros, aplicamos al college, el college te acepta, hacemos la visa. Al mismo tiempo que hacemos tu visa, hacemos la visa de tu esposa. O si tu esposa va a estudiar, hacemos lo mismo al revés. Y las visas salen juntos. La tuya es de estudio y trabajo y la de tu pareja es de puro trabajo. Es totalmente legal, es un beneficio que ofrece el país y al terminar tu programa tendrás un permiso laboral hasta por 3 años después de graduarte y el permiso laboral de tu pareja también seguiría por este mismo tiempo. ¿Okay? Entonces es la forma de hacerlo. Eso lo hacemos en Class Education para nuestros alumnos. No hay ningún problema y lo hemos hecho en muchas ocasiones en el pasado. Inclusive estamos haciendo varios en este momento para empezar en septiembre todavía. ¿Me pueden dar información por correo? Bueno, we'll send you information by email about the animation and game development, interactive media development. So we have Marta's email. We'll send that her after this presentation. Okay, someone's asking here about financing. That's a question also. It's a common question. La escuela en sí no ofrece financiamiento. Nosotros sí tenemos una solución de financiamiento a través de empresas mexicanas que ofrece financiamiento en México. Este financiamiento se otorga directamente de las instituciones a Canadá y son para estudios en el extranjero y se puede pagar no solamente colegiatura, pero también colegiatura y todos los gastos de vivienda. ¿Podemos poner la slide del financiamiento, por favor, allá en clase? Y les quiero enseñar un poquito cómo funciona eso. El financiamiento, como les decía, se otorga en pesos mexicanos y nos dicen cuánto necesitan. La institución le hace el cálculo, primero le hace un estudio socioeconómico para ver si son sujetos de crédito y cuánto. El crédito puede ser a ustedes o a un pariente de ustedes, a sus padres o a alguien que se queda en México si ustedes no van a estar allá. Y se otorga el crédito en muy poquito tiempo. El estudio se hace en 5 o 10 minutos. Y según el monto que piden, les pueden hacer corridas de pagos mensuales desde 6 meses hasta 60 meses, es decir, hasta 5 años. Ir pagando mes con mes. Ahora, en épocas de COVID, donde hay tanta incertidumbre, se entiende que uno dice, pues yo tengo el dinero o yo tengo un colchoncito, pero no me lo quiero gastar en este momento, quiero mantenerme con eso. Entonces, en ese sentido, tiene mucho sentido un financiamiento para darnos tranquilidad y no estar con muchos nervios. Y si ya una vez que salimos del COVID y las cosas pintan mejor o las cosas pintan con un poco más de claridad, por ejemplo, podemos ir pagando por adelantado el préstamo sin ningún penalty. Entonces, creo que vale la pena estudiarlo. Si les interesa, déjanos sus datos, avísenos de eso, les pondremos en contacto con ellos. Y como les decía, se puede hacer un pago adelantado y se puede ir pagando más rápidamente sin ningún penalty y así bajamos los costos. Es un plan a la medida, puede ser por el 100% del proyecto o una porción, como ustedes lo indican, y los asesores de financiamiento les pueden hacer una corrida sin ningún costo para ustedes. También ofrecemos planes de pagos, es decir, alguien que dice que me quiero ir en septiembre de 2021, pero podría ir pagando 500 o $1,000 por mes de aquí a allá. Entonces, podemos hacer eso. Este plan sí no tiene ningún costo para los alumnos y nosotros al recibir los pesos los cambiamos automáticamente a dólares canadienses en la cuenta de la empresa que tenemos aquí en Canadá y ahí se queda el dinero en dólares canadienses donde no está sujeto a cambio de cambio en la tasa de cambio, ¿no? Otra oportunidad interesante. También, como ven en la pantalla, ahorita tenemos una oferta especial para estos webinarios que estamos ofreciendo. Normalmente el precio para iniciar proyectos con nosotros es de 15,000 pesos. Y por épocas del COVID y también por los que dicen quiero arrancar, quiero iniciar, pero no tengo el dinero completo para iniciar, podemos iniciar sus trámites con tan poco, con 7,500 pesos, que son hoy día menos de $500 canadienses. Podemos iniciar los trámites con ustedes. Entonces, otra vez, pregúntenle a su asesor en clase para tener más informes sobre esas oportunidades, esos descuentos que estamos ofreciendo. Okay? Okay, well, we're getting to the bottom of all the questions. Darcy, let me see if there's a few more.
For the animation question, I would encourage that student to take a look at the program page for the animation program, because we have a brand new video on there that explains well what the program is about, the kinds of programs that are used, the kinds of games that are developed, and the kinds of opportunities available as well.
Very good, very good. We have Agustin Escudero that says, do we have programs for middle school students? Well, yeah, there are. Today, Agustin, we're talking about college. But if you're interested in middle school, because you want to go to that college, we can certainly help you with that. No problem at all. Lucas Galicia, el costo es semestral o anual. El costo que viste en la pantalla, 14,000, 16,000 más o menos, ese costo es anual. Sin embargo, se puede pagar semestralmente. ¿Ok, Agustín? No, perdón, eso es de Lucas. Tomás González wants to know if we accept TOEFL and TOEFL IBT. Sí. Yes, we do. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think we're getting to the bottom of. I'm reading through as I speak to you, but I think we're getting to. We got to the bottom of all of them. Do you have any other things you think would be important, Darcy, that you would like to share while we're still on the air?
No, this has been already a super opportunity. That's our first time doing one of these. virtual webinars with you. And again, appreciate the opportunity, the professionalism. Obviously, we've got, with the marketing that you've done, you've obviously reached the right market segment with lots of students and lots of questions. So thank you very much. Thank all the people that were participating tonight as well. And any questions, please talk with Bruno, talk with the consultants at Class Education. Reach out to me and we'll be looking forward to welcoming you in Canada.
Very good. Yo tengo unas preguntas más que quiero tomar antes de despedirnos. Lucas Galicia dice que los 16,500 para el posgrado es pago único o se puede dividir en más pago. Como decía, a lo mejor no estabas ahí al inicio, Lucas, ese pago lo puedes pagar, eso es por año, son 2 años, son $33,000 por 2 años, y se puede pagar por semestre, es decir, puedes pagar más o menos $8,000 por semestre y ir pagando semestre con semestre. Otra pregunta de Pedro González. Si quiero buscar trabajo en Canadá como programador, ¿cómo me pueden ayudar? Yo tengo licenciatura y experiencia. Pues si vas a un programa de esos tipos en Loyalist, los colleges en Canadá actúan como punto de encuentro entre las empresas y los alumnos. Entonces, estando en la escuela, Darcy nos dijo que hacen ferias de trabajo cada mes. Entonces, hay muchas oportunidades de conocer empleadores y empezar a trabajar desde el día que llegas. Inclusive puedes hacer búsqueda desde tu país, desde México, antes de llegar y empezar a estar en contacto. Pero el día que empiezas la escuela, ya tienes el derecho de trabajar. Entonces, sí lo puedes hacer. ¿Okay?
Con oportunidades de ese tipo on campus también.
También puedes hacerlo trabajando para la escuela. Agustín pregunta, what are the high schools class program? We work with a number of school districts for high schools, Agustín, throughout the country, not only in Belleville. So if you have any question with that, we can certainly help you from one ocean to the other, from Victoria, BC to Halifax, Nova Scotia. So we have lots of options there as well. So yeah, anyone asking about financing, you can get in touch with us. We'll put you, cualquier persona interesada en financiamiento se pueden poner en contacto con nosotros. Me está preguntando sobre eso Lucas y lo podemos ir viendo. ¿Cuál es el costo de la visa? Bueno, eso ya son muchos detalles, pero cuesta más o menos $5,000 pesos, $5,995 tanto la visa como los trámites y todo lo que implica. Es económico todavía. Javier pregunta por la grabación. Efectivamente, este webinar es grabado y les sería enviado después de que terminamos. ¿Ok? Con eso termino con las preguntas que tenemos hoy. Traté de ir leyendo rápido todo lo que había. Creo que es la mayoría de las preguntas. Otra vez, muchísimas gracias, Darcy, por acompañarnos el día de hoy. Muy buen español. Me sorprendiste.
Gracias.
Y esperamos estar en contacto contigo. Quizás te buscamos la próxima semana para hacer reuniones con algunos de la gente que nos está buscando en el webinario. Otra vez, muchísimas gracias a todo el equipo de clase por apoyarnos con las preguntas y toda la tecnología que nos permitió hacer eso. Y obviamente a nuestra audiencia que está fiel con nosotros en nuestros webinarios 2 veces a la semana, cada martes y cada jueves. Me da mucho gusto poder saludarlos desde Canadá. Espero contar con su presencia en Canadá muy pronto, hacer de este sueño de estudiar en Canadá una realidad. CLAS está aquí para apoyarlos, para hacer que eso sucede de la mejor manera, con la mejor información y toda la asesoría y el apoyo que uno necesita para lograr ese tipo de proyectos. Les deseo una muy buena noche. Otra vez, muchas gracias a todos y nos vemos la próxima semana. Muchas gracias.
Chao. Gracias.
Chao, Darcy.